This week, we're back in the Midwest. We found this 1966 Dodge Coronet in southern Missouri. I honestly don't know anything about this car other than all the documentation we found suggests it was parked 45 years ago. Now, I am a Dodge and Mopar fan in general. I've got a few of them, but I gotta be honest, I am not an expert, and this is going to be a huge undertaking. So I happen to talk the legend himself into helping. Steve Dulcich is here.
Derek.
How's it going? What do you think?
Man, this thing looks like it's ready to roll. I mean, if you have a key and a battery, we're on our way, right?
We definitely don't have a key.
Oh, man.
Also, a couple issues. Wheels are locked up tighter than Alcatraz, and so is the engine.
Really?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
All right. Look at that beauty.
Wow.
So is this possibly a 273 or a 318? What are we looking at here?
That's 318, but it's not the one that most people know. This is the early 318, the polysphere head.
The A, the heavy one.
The A engine, because the later one was LA for the light A engine, but this basic engine structure came out in the 50s, and 66 was the last year.
So it's an old school, but a goodie. This one looks like it dragged the Mayflower to the bottom of the ocean, though, and I've been told it's locked up.
I actually have to confess, I've never built one of these, and I have no desire to, really, because they're kind of an archaic design, but...
I have a solution for this we'll talk about in a little bit.
Okay.
But this is a pretty cool AC car.
Oh, yeah.
Was power steering.
Looking at that fender apron and the firewall and the cowl, none of it's rusted out. This thing is solid.
Pretty solid, nice.
Yeah.
So this is really cool, too. This actually has the CertiCard still in the car.
Wow, I think it has the original owner's name there somewhere.
Yeah, Winston?
If you could read the hieroglyphics, I think we could document that.
Well, let's walk around this thing a little bit more and check it out.
Well, show me what you got.
So this confused me, Steve. 440, I thought I had a 440 in it, but that's a trim model, isn't it?
Right, it's the trim level designation. Coronet 440 is kind of mid to upper,
They had a
middle
500?
range. Yeah.
Okay. We got a Oklahoma sticker of some kind. That says 78. Got an Air Force sticker up here. And back here, there's a university sticker of 73. So what I assume would happen is car was bought new, guy went to college, went to the Air Force.
Joined the Air Force, yep.
And parked
And then moved to Oklahoma and parked this thing.
Yeah, but the body is solid.
It looks like a new car, basically, except for this little bit of plier action on the wheel well.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Tire clearance, maybe.
Do we dare open the door quick?
Let's have a look.
All right. Oh.
Yeah, you lead the way.
Oh, boy. It smells like a bowling shoe full of mouse house with a hint of green onion.
Yeah, it's a little shop vac action will fix that right up.
Seat's actually not terrible. The dash is all there. Oh, yeah. Giant mouse house in there. I mean, I don't know. It's got pedals and a steering wheel.
I can admire the styling inside.
Yeah.
It's pretty sleek.
It's a solid old car, actually.
It is. It's in remarkably good condition. The showroom.
Showroom. All right. I think here's the plan, Dulcich. A cherry picker's gonna sink into the earth out here. Nice thing is the guy we bought this from has a shop right down the hill. He said we can use it. So let's wash this thing, get all the ants and grime and dirt off of this thing. I'm gonna drag Dulcich. He has no choice but to follow me.
Spin roll.
Put the car on the trailer it down to the shop, and then somehow push that in there, and then start blowing this thing apart, in theory.
Well, you realize that was the easy part. It's going to be getting it off the trailer is going to be the tricky part.
Oh. So this, Steve, is a 318.
A 318?
But it's a little different.
Those aren't 318, I can tell you that right now.
This started as, well, it was supposed to be a dingle ball hone and just a quick, cheap cam. Well, when we broke it down, pistons were seized in the block. It needed to go for machining. Well, and then you might as well bore it out.
Well, yeah.
Right? And then the crank was knocked out of the thing because the main bearings were gone, so you might as well put a 360 crank in it.
Okay.
Right? So we did that. So when you get to the valve train on this thing, it's actually all Chevrolet. This is LS valve train in here on a Mopar head.
I recognized them. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, so my friend just machined this piece here. dialed everything in. It's got 202/16 Chevy valves, Chevy springs, LS rockers, Chevy push rods, and now oils like a Chevy even. It also has Dodge Viper rods in here.
Oh, what else would you use, right?
They were used laying around through them. And so basically it's a 351 stroker. We've been calling it the LS 318, but it's really unique and probably one of a kind, I'm guessing. So now we just got to throw this in and see if it runs, test how long of burnouts we could do on the way to Nashville.
I think it'd be pretty good.
All right, first we got to get this junk out of here.
Yeah. Wow, it feels pretty good.
See, that's what I'm saying. We just throw it back in.
Look at that.
Nice.
That's got a lot of wiggle left in it.
Does that turn? Oh,
It's locked up.
Well, now we know why it was parked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we were dragging this, the tires were rotating in an opposite direction. I figured it was our locked up rear end. You can see we can't turn this even with the pry bar. And this is really stiff and it's not rotating. The pinion or the yoke. No, that just pulled right off.
Oh! Wow. Look at this back shoe. It's like as thin as a razor blade.
Looks like a Minnesota highway.
Take a look at that. Got a tight one?
About flipped his car over into Kansas.
Stuck.
Wherever it went. Now we're in business. Delete.
Wow.
Well, that was
There
easy.
you go.
Oh my.
There seems to have been a little water ingress.
Huh.
Third member out next, you think?
Yeah.
Oh! That is the clearest looking gear oil I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's synthetic.
Yeah.
It's probably fine. Wow.
That is pure agua fresco.
Water, no oil.
How does the whole rear end get full of water?
Did it sit? Oh, look at this. Come back here. Doesn't this look like a water line?
Did it drop in a well?
It did. Look, this side is all rusted. Remember the brake shoes and stuff?
Yeah.
So this left rear sat in water and sucked water in.
You're like a forensic mechanic.
Well, that's what I do, man. That's what I do.
Whoa, that's out and ready to go.
I got the fuel tank out. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
We should just swap the rear end.
here's where the oil went.
That's mud. So we got the third member pulled out of the rear end housing, and there wasn't any gear lube in it. It was just full of water. So this is all rusted up and pretty much turned to jello and junk. We don't know what we're gonna do with it, but we'll take care of it one way or another.
On the way here, I said, you know, the one thing that would really mess this whole thing up is if the rear end was bad. Transmission crossmember bolts out. Speedometer cable unhooked. Transmission cooler line stays. Shift linkage is unhooked. Transmission drive shaft is out.
Oh, I went right through it like butter.
We might have to drop that crossmember. So this is going to keep the ATF in the transmission, in theory, because when this tilts, it's all going to want to come rushing out the tail shaft. Now we just need the chains on the boom, and then bada bing. Come on, man. There we
She
go.
popped. Why is it pulling up so hard?
Because you're now the hoist. Oh! If I left my leg up, this is going to flip over. Oh, the mud water coming out of the trans is plentiful.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Even though we had that secured with a surgical glove? Watch out for the bodywork. Ah, that was not pretty. Not pretty at all, but effective.
Oh my
Sludge water.
word.
Yeah.
This thing was flooded.
Well, with all that water that came out of it, it's probably got all rusted hard parts inside.
Did you ever watch Murder, She Wrote?
No.
Oh, this is how it would start.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like that game. It's like it was Bill in the library with the pipe wrench, but a show. Now we're gonna get on the line again, I guess, and start calling around junkyards. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I recommend. Our transmission's useless to us.
I think this could have ran.
You know what? I don't.
Things and stuff have happened. Steve has successfully cleaned the rear end, and meanwhile, parts have shown up. We've got now a used transmission, another rear end piece down here. So this is a posi, or both tires are gonna spin with a 323. I'm not sure, but I think this is an old True Track unit. And we got a smoking deal on this. We gave the guy $300 for this whole unit here, so that's great. And then this over here is a torque converter off of a 360 engine. It's a bigger torque converter. It's gonna have a better stall for our mid-performance engine that we're putting on here rather than a smaller one with like a 1200 or 1500 stall. We just had to knock the weights off of that. We don't really know if it's gonna work. We're just gonna gamble and do that, I guess. We're gonna start in the rear end, get this member put back in, get the axle slammed in, put some oil in it so that is done. Then we'll get this transmission mounted to the engine and get that in the car. There we go. Installed.
I like it when things are going back together.
What are the chances there's a Mopar hoarder right in town?
They're all over.
We got really good play here, nice and smooth. So the axle shafts are in, rear end is done. Now I just need to assemble the brakes back here. Body work. Man, that looks much better. So Dulcich and I are out here in southern Missouri making progress on the 66 Coronet. And now we've got our hopefully good transmission loss to receipts with the other hopefully good torque converter all bolted together. Dulcich modified the mini starter. This is out of a Dodge Dakota. And we're gonna try to stick this thing in the car and hope that this oil pan clears and everything just slips right in. And then we've got a full chassis again.
Ah!
Oh no.
Easy there, big guy.
This is not a very good lift. All right, come forward again.
Once you get that thing in there like that.
There's water coming out of that one.
No,
Look,
that's oil.
that's 10% ATF.
Is it?
Yeah,
But it can't be. This
No.
is our new transmission.
we'll just pretend we didn't see that. That is water.
It is water.
Oh man.
No, this thing came with the warranty and everything.
It was a driveway warranty.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we should, once we get it bolted in and everything, tomorrow morning we'll drop
Bolt
the pan.
Oh, look at that.
Keep coming.
Oh!
I got it. Okay, now I can get a jack under there. It should be bringing it back automatically. So if you go down, just a tickle. There we go.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I like how weird it looks now. Finally got the engine, transmission, drive pole, third member, brakes, fuel lines, gas tank, rear shocks, front brake lines installed. We're on Easy Street tomorrow.
Yeah, for 2 days, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good.
How much kitty litter do we have laying around? This is gonna get splashy.
Now, what you don't want to find in the bottom of the pan is the friction linings that make the transmission transmit. How much do we pay for this good transmission?
Oh no.
The clutches are in the pan.
Oh my goodness. That ain't gonna hold 450 horse.
I ain't gonna hold.
Nothing. There's no clutch material left. That's a 1/4 inch thick.
Yeah, didn't the guy say he ran
Oh, it ran great.
great when he pulled it?
Yeah. And then he added water to preserve it.
I pulled apart 100,000-mile transmissions and not seen that in the bottom of the pan.
So basically, forget about the entire list on the windshield and just remove trans.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think this is going to get us anywhere.
Son of a biscuit-eating poodle hair.
So here's the thing. We were in a pickle because the transmission that we picked up from Craigslist used turned out to be junk. But keep this in mind. I don't care where you are in the country, you're always going to find the torque flight guy. It's the guy who's been building them for years and years and years. He knows them inside and out, and he may even have a couple ready to load up in your truck and take away. And that's what happened here, because boom, just like that, we rustled up another torque flight, and this one, I'll bet you it's going to be a lot better than the other one. And we also got a higher stall converter. So that smaller converter, a flex plate, the transmission, and puts us right back in business.
Hot delivery. Can't see nothing. I hear stuff bending though. I'm gonna keep going. There. We are now officially right back where we started early this morning.
I know.
Steve, we're ready to start this thing. Predictions.
It's going to fire right up. Hit the ignition, press the button, and let her rip.
First time on the road, 45 years.
Oh, whoa, Nelly.
Well, here we are, Steve. 4 days later, we're in southern Missouri. We found the 66 Coronet. It was sitting right there.
Right in that spot over yonder, I remember.
45 years off the road. I got to be honest. Normally, I'm pretty humble about these things, but we absolutely thrashed on this thing. I mean, what did we not touch other than the glass and maybe the stainless? It's got new engine, used transmission, used torque converter. We put 1 or 2 used rear ends in. We've got new brakes. And brakes, I mean, wheel cylinders,
Everything.
hardware, shoes, drums, all of the brake lines, fuel tank, fuel sending unit, fuel filler neck, radiator, electric cooling fans.
Blah, blah, blah. I can't hear you anymore.
Gauges and buttons and switches and doodads. I mean, pretty much everything.
I feel like I've been overworked here.
Trick question.
Yeah, what?
Do you think it's going to make it to Nashville?
That is a trick question. Of course it is. How could it not? That's just, it only has one answer.
Well, let's get started. We've got 500 miles and a little less than a day and a half, so we got to start making some trails.
No, we've got a lot of daylight. Each one of these is 1 hour, 15 minutes finger.
Okay, I'm driving. Let's go.
I'm teaching.
Aussie work.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, she's revving up. Don't hit that thing. Yeah, don't hit that thing. You weren't sure which way we were going to go, but you chose wisely.
Yes.
That was pretty good. Whoa, Nelly. That thing pulled pretty good up there.
All right, 500 highway miles.